Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and I'm glad to have y'all here with us today. So today we're going to be making a Southern classic. We're going to be doing chicken and dressing, but we're going to do it a little differently than what we normally do. We're going to make this in the slow cooker or crock pot. And this is basically just a kind of dump and go recipe. It's quick, it's easy.
Yeah. Porch boards sway in a slow rhythm. Got the screen door sighing a low hum. That old wood stove is cooking something good. Smell of bacon filling up the neighborhood.
Now, for those of you who have watched my cornbread recipe video, I tell you in that video, don't throw away your old cornbread. Put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer because the day will come when you want to make something like this and you need that cornbread. So hopefully y'all been saving back your cornbread. If you haven't, just I'll put the link in the description for the cornbread recipe. Just go in there, follow that recipe, make you a pan of cornbread, no big deal. Now, as for the chicken, you can do a few different things on the chicken. If you want to get you one of those rotisserie chickens that's already cooked, debone it and use that, you're more than welcome to do it that way. And we had boiled some chicken the other day that we used for something else, and so we had some left over. So that's what I'm going to use. Um, you can boil you some chicken. You can bake you some chicken. It's totally up to you how you want to do it and what you want to do. But as I say, this is pretty much a dump and go recipe. It's easy and it's quick. So we'll be right back and we'll get started on it. All right, y'all. So first thing I did was I took that cornbread and I crumbled it up. I sprayed around the bottom of the crock pot with a little bit of nonstick, not a whole lot, just enough to kind of give it a little light coating. So we've got our crumbled up cornbread in there. And now we're going to mix in, this is a half a cup of celery and a half a cup of onions. Now you can use more, you can use less. It's just totally up to you and what your taste is. So we're going to put that in there. And now we're going to put our chicken in there. This was two really big chicken breasts that we had. And we're going to just put this chicken all in there. Like I say, this is dump and go, guys. So it comes together pretty quick. We're just going to give that a stir. All right, and now we're ready to start adding in our liquids. All right, and for our liquids, we're going to do 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. And here we go with can number 2. And then we're going to use 2.5 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to start with 2 cups and give it a good stir, and then we'll see where we're at about whether we need to add that other half a cup or we may even have to add more than that. But we're just going to pour our 2 cups in, and let's kind of give it a stir and see where we're at with that. Yeah, we're going to have that other half a cup, so we just go ahead and add that in. And then again, you're just going to stir everything up. You want to get your cornbread all moistened up and everything. So just keep stirring on it until everything starts to kind of break down. Now, some recipes call for raw eggs. We're not going to do raw eggs in ours. Um, we never have to put raw eggs in ours. We have an egg in the cornbread when we make it. And so that's what we're going to go with. All right. So that's what it should look like. It's pretty moist. It's not soupy, but it does have quite a bit of moisture in it, and that's what you want. All right, now it's time to get our spices and seasonings in. So to this mix, we're going to add a little bit of salt. We're not going to do a lot of salt because that creamy chicken soup and the um, chicken stock have salt in them. So, but we do still want to put just a little bit in there. Or you can not put it in there and wait until you taste it. And so now we're going to put some black pepper in, and we're going to put some sage in. Had to look at that bottle and make sure that's what I had. And of course, y'all know we'll give you some amounts and directions and everything in the description. All right, and once we get that done, we just stir everything back up again. Try to incorporate all those seasonings in with each other. And now, since this doesn't have the raw eggs in it, it's very safe for you to go ahead and taste it at this point, just to see if you need to add any more of the sage or salt or pepper to it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, I think it could use just a little bit more sage, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I don't like mine to be super sagey, but I do like to be able to taste it a little bit. All right, I think we probably have got that sage incorporated in. We're going to give it one more little taste test. I believe that's about right there. All right, guys, so since we got everything mixed up here, only thing left to do is we're going to put it in the crock pot, and we're going to cook it for about 3.5 to 4 hours on low, or about 2 hours on high. Y'all, while our dressing's cooking, let's do a little reminiscing about from my time as a kid growing up around my grandparents. So, Grandma would go out to the hen house and she would pick out one of her chickens, probably one that wasn't laying eggs, or maybe she raised birds just for meat, so probably one of them. But anyway, she would take her chicken and she would dispatch that chicken. And I remember her having a big old cast iron pot out in the yard, and she'd build a fire under that, and she would dunk that chicken down in that hot water, and then she'd pluck it. Then she'd take it in and she'd cut it up into pieces and do whatever cooking she was going to do with it. And then usually when she had chicken left over, the next day, that would be when she would make her chicken and dressing. Now, of course, Grandma cooked on a wood stove. So her dressing would go into the oven on the wood stove, and usually hers would come out and it'd be pretty dry. You could cut it kind of like about a piece of cornbread, but it was still good. It wasn't bad dressing. But as I got older, I learned that I like my dressing to be a little more moist than what Grandma made. That's when that we started using like the cream of chicken soup and that just really helps to make your dressing much more moist than it is if you just use the broth from the chicken. That's when Campbell's soup came out with cream of chicken soup, cream of mushroom soup. That's one of the reasons why that they did it, was so that people didn't have to make a cream sauce to go into different dishes. And luckily, it worked for the chicken and dressing. And so that's why I always use the cream of chicken soup or cream of mushroom, or maybe a can of both when I'm making dressing. I really do like it that way. So anyway, here in a little bit, our dressing should be done, and we'll get some out and we'll give it a taste and just see how it is. Our chicken and dressing has been cooking in the crock pot here for somewhere between 3.5 and 4 hours. And so it's ready now. And now if you wanted to brown this a little bit and give it that crusty top, if you've got the insert that'll pull out of your base for your crock pot, you can take that, put it in your oven, turn your broiler on, do it while it's still hot. Don't let the crock pot cool down. But while it's still hot, put it in the oven, turn it on broil, and let it brown the top of your dressing. Or you can take it out of the crock pot and put it into a pan, put it in the oven, and brown the top of it. Me personally, I don't like it brown like that. I don't like that crusty top on it, so I'm not going to brown mine. It looks perfect. So we're going to get some of it and put it in a bowl here, let it cool. You can see it's still steaming. We're going to get some and we're going to give it a try here in just a few minutes. So here's our beautiful bowl of chicken and dressing, and I can't wait to try it. But I do want to remind y'all of something. Just remember that this is a quick and easy dump and go crock pot recipe. Now, we've got a video up on the channel that is how to make the original chicken and dressing from scratch. That is the process of making it. Again, this is not a process. This is a quick and easy dump and go, put it in the crock pot and walk away. But I'll leave you the link for the other style of chicken and dressing, which again is a little more time consuming, a little more steps involved in it. But I'll leave you that link in the description. And I'll also leave you the link for the cornbread, and we'll put the ingredients and the directions for the crock pot chicken and dressing in the description as well. All right, so we're going to let this cool for just a few minutes and then we're going to give it a taste. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this smells so good. And I'm going to give you a close up shot of it. It just looks perfect. It smells perfect. So I'm ready to try it. My mouth is actually watering, wanting to get a bite of this. So got me a good bite on the spoon there, and we're going to give it a try. Mm. I'm here to tell you, folks, for something that I didn't have to fuss over, that I just threw it in the crock pot and walked away from it and let it cook, this stuff is delicious. It's almost as good as the dressing that I make when I really put a lot of work into it. So I hope that you will make this for your family, share it with your friends. It's that delicious and it's so quick and easy. All right, guys, so y'all have a good one. I'm going to go sit down and eat this bowl of dressing, and we will see you here in a few days and have you another video. Thanks for watching. We sure do appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.